LaPenta. This is WICR.
Hello, Iona College. You are now back to Lights Out Sports. I'm your host, Rob Blancardo, here with Armand Matteo. And Armand, we just talked a little bit about the San Diego Padres picking up Greg Kimbrel, the New York Yankees, their empire is falling. Now let's go to the New York Mets, who surprisingly won on opening day yesterday, 3-1 versus the Washington Nationals. Bartolo Colon getting the start over Matt Harvey. Guy pitched phenomenal, 6 innings, really put in the work. Max Scherzer, we saw his first appearance yesterday with the Nationals, the big $200 million contract. I mean, he looked awesome yesterday.
He looked stellar.
Everything was going his way. He had the no-hitter going, and then Ian Desmond happened. And Ian Desmond, what were you thinking? A pop-up to Dan Uggla. Dan Uggla had it already. And Desmond just runs across and calls him off while the ball's falling. Calls him off right in front. What is that set up? 2 guys on base. Lucas Duda, bam. Shot up the middle. 2 runs come in. 2-1 New York Mets. Now, I'm not just going to stop there with Ian Desmond because his night just got a little bit worse. The next inning after, a grounder hit the shortstop. He throws it, and, I mean, the first baseman made an error, Ryan Zimmerman. I'm not going to say anything, but I think Keith Hernandez wanted to say on SNY yesterday that he could have made that play at first base. But they credited Desmond with the error.
Yeah, I think that he could have made that play.
Oh, he should have. I mean, overall, it was a great game. Great to see what the Mets could do. What do you think of Bartolo Colon's start?
I mean, he definitely proved the critics wrong by not giving Harvey the start or DeGrom or whoever they had expected over him. Mm-hmm. I mean, the guy proved that he's a opening day starter. Last year, he was nothing but flawless. I mean, the guy has found the fountain of youth. What is he, 41? He's old.
42 years old.
42 years old. And he's still only throwing 1 earned run games. That's great.
And listen to this. He's top 5 pitchers with walks, not giving up walks. 1 walk yesterday.
Yeah, he's got great command.
One thing I have to say I really liked with the Mets yesterday, Travis d'Arnaud. Now, we remember d'Arnaud really struggling last season.
Oh, yeah.
Got sent down to the minor leagues because he had that concussion last season. Came back, really put up a fine performance. Yesterday, blasted triple, almost hit a home run off Scherzer. Then gets a single later on. I mean, we might be seeing a lot out of this Mets catcher. Better than Mike. We might be seeing another Mike Piazza.
Okay, Rob.
I'm not going to give it to you yet.
Rob, you were going somewhere, then you jumped off the cliff with that one, all right, Rob?
I trust d'Arnaud. He's a young guy. I trust
him too, but Mike Piazza? Mike Piazza is arguably one of the greatest catchers.
Give d'Arnaud time. Listen, his bat looked hot yesterday.
Yeah, it looked yesterday, but there's 161 other yesterdays coming.
He's going to have a good year. We look at how he finished last season. He really picked up. And you know what? I'm seeing him hit about 20 to 25 home runs this season.
I mean, I can give him maybe between 13 and 15.
He finished with about 12 last year, and he played less games and really.
I don't know, 20 to 25. That means
the end of the year.
I mean, he's 24. He's got to enter his prime someday, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see.
One thing for the Mets. I mean, I hate to do this to the Mets. You know, a great win and everything. Armand, their closer went down yet again. Henry Mejia. Feeling discomfort in his arm, and you know what? This is bad because last year.
How severe is it?
I don't know if it's too severe. I know that my father was very aggravated yesterday.
Oh, because he has him on his fantasy team.
Because he wanted to use him against you to beat you, but he couldn't pick up a save out of him. But now we look at it, 2 back-to-back years. Bobby Parnell going down the year before.
Well, he's coming back soon, though, Rob. Very soon. He'll be back by beginning of May, end of April. I don't know if he'll be the same.
He'll come back soon, Parnell, but he's nothing special. I don't like him. Yeah, the guy clocks in at 99 miles per hour.
You know who I like? Control. I think it's time to bring Familia.
Who?
Familia?
Oh, yes, he pitched awesome yesterday. He pitched an awesome 8th inning.
Yeah, he should have pitched the 9th.
Yeah, they were saying that about Terry Collins. The guy was throwing about 95, 96
absolutely.
miles per hour.
I like him. He's the next Betances for the Mets.
But, I mean, we look at the Mets yesterday, too. They bring in their lefty, one of their lefties that they brought in the trade, and he did good. All their pitchers made their mark yesterday, did a decent job. We can only hope that this regular season they can continue to do that because the Mets, that's one of the problems over the last couple of years. They haven't had a stellar bullpen. Had great rotational guys that could go 6 to 7 innings.
Just
but then once the bullpen goes, they usually collapse. But really proud with what I saw yesterday.
Yeah, Rob, I'm not really impressed. Because the Mets do this every year. They always win opening day. They have one of the best records all time on opening day, if not the best. What's their record? Like 34-11 or something unbelievably on opening day. You heard that stat, right?
Yeah, but I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a great year.
No, it's going to be a good year. They're definitely going to be competitive.
Hey, they're better than the New York Yankees. That's all I can say.
It's one game, Robert. One
Yeah,
game.
it's one game. Yeah, okay. So when we see CC Sabathia give up 6 or 7 runs versus Toronto,
it's more likely going to be 8.
it's going to be 8, and then he'll be like,
Edwin and
"Oh."
Jose go back to back.
We'll see Sabathia go, oh, maybe it's time I should start throwing an off-speed pitch.
Or maybe
since
it's
my
time I should just
fastball doesn't
retire."
clock in at 90 miles per hour and barely hits 89. But the guy continues to throw it. But don't let me get started on that one.
Yeah, I'm not. CC's going down the drain.
Some other games yesterday, Armand. The Boston Red Sox beating the Phillies 8-0. And wow, I have to say this right now. Hanley Ramirez looked good.
Oh, yeah.
Grand slam and then a solo shot. 2 home runs, 5 RBIs yesterday. Dustin Pedroia blasting 2 shots. Part of their 5 home run day. And
Clay Buchholz looks like the Clay Buchholz from 2013, not the one from last year.
yeah, but how about
One from last year got rocked.
How about Mr. Kung Fu Panda 0 for 5 with 3
Three
strikeouts?
strikeouts.
Great job, man.
You know he's batting 199 against lefties?
Oh, he's gonna suffer this year. I don't see any. I thought the Red Sox.
Honestly, I picked him on fantasy. I think that it's a righty ballpark. I mean, the guy hits sky home runs. Doesn't even hit liners. He can do what David Ortiz does. He really could. So I think that's a hitter's ballpark. It's made for someone like Panda.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just he's got to figure out his lefty hitting against lefties.
well, I hope to see some production. I hope to see 90 RBIs. You know, because he really put that up with San Francisco.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, now he has more of a hitting lineup, which should work out to his benefit. This Boston Red Sox team, beware. Especially, we look at yesterday, extending Rick Porcello 4 years, $82.5 million.
Good move.
Good move. I mean, it really hasn't showed me anything extraordinary. I think his best has been like 15 and 12.
Yeah, but they
But
need
he's
someone.
young.
Yeah.
He's a young arm. He's going to turn out to be great. We saw it last year when he showed his upside. And, I mean, he should fit in well. I mean, we look at yesterday's game, though, too, with the Phillies. Cole Hamels giving up 4 earned runs, 3 walks. This is a guy that team's starting to want, especially Boston.
I was about to say that Boston's going to have him by June.
Yeah, and if Boston picks him up, he'll fit in great with that
If
rotation.
Boston picks them up, they're going to the championship.
Almost
They're
definitely.
going to the World Series. I mean, I'm
'Cause
sorry.
You know what? Boston has a decent rotation, but I don't see it as
That's the
Boston
problem, is the
doesn't have that
rotation.
number 1 guy.
Yeah,
It's not-
Buchholz is capable.
No.
If he's gonna pitch like he did yesterday, he's capable.
He's at most a number 2 to me, always will be. But you get a guy like Cole Hamels, especially versus the New York Yankees. You'll be picking.
Yeah, but in the
W.
AL East, you don't really need an ace, because the ace is still gonna get rocked.
Yeah, they go for
Look at the design of the ballparks.
go for 7-run games.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to another game right now. Any games you had in particular you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, we did yesterday. There was 2 things that I picked up on. You know, the whole how the whole steroid era is ending, and that the long ball wouldn't be as prevalent. We saw a lot of long balls yesterday, Rob. What did you think about that? I mean, we had guys like J.D. Martinez hit one out, Zobrist hit one.
Mm-hmm.
There was home runs everywhere, so that's a good sign to come.
Yeah.
And then talk about there was 4 guys I think that had a no hitter through 6 innings yesterday, and some of them, all of them obviously got, broken up. But Sonny Gray,
Yeah.
who else we had?
Kluber.
Yeah. You had David Price,
And then you had Scherzer.
yeah, and even
Oh,
Kushel pitched really good too. He gave up 3 hits,
Yeah.
no earned runs.
That's a team that I'm actually watching out for, Houston. I think that they made a lot of decent moves.
I like Sperringer. He's just got to get his if he can get his batting average up and hit for contact, because the power's there, the speed's there, the arm strength. The guy is he could be like a Mike Trout. He really could.
most
It's just
definitely.
not contact.
That's
He needs
what I
more
thought
contact.
of yesterday when I watched him play. I said, you know what? In the next couple years, he's going to start being the face of baseball within the next 2 years.
But the only thing is his K rate too. He strikes out.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, Evan Gaddis too. You have in there, and he should work out pretty well in Houston. I thought
And
he
you have
did a great job.
Altuve. You got some guys there.
Yeah, Altuve, 300.
And I love Kershaw. I drafted him on my fantasy team. I love this guy. Not talked about enough because he played on a horrible Houston Astro team for the last couple of years.
Oh, don't be doing that to the Houston Astros. They're a great
And
organization.
even Chris Carter, the guy who bats 210 with 36 home runs.
Well,
I don't know how that's possible, but
Well, the thing is, Chris Carter, as I always do with fantasy baseball, Chris Carter's a streaky bat where you pick him up for 2 weeks and you drop him. He'll give you about 7 home runs in a 2-week span, but
Yeah.
then you keep dropping him.
he's like who's the guy a couple of years ago? All you do is hit a home run or strike out. What's his name? Not Adam Dunn. The other guy.
Adam Dunn.
Well, it was Adam Dunn, right?
Yes. That's all.
That's who he
Adam Dunn
reminds
was
me
hit
of.
for. Adam Dunn.
He bat 230 with 40 home runs.
Some other notable games last night. The LA Dodgers beating the Padres.
Oh,
Jimmy
yeah.
Rollins
Full
ripping
count
a
in the
3-run
eighth.
shot. 3-run shot out of him, and I mean he did great in his debut. I think it was a great pickup.
Howie
of him.
Kendrick played great too.
Yeah, he's got to be great for
Oh.
this lineup.
I like that he's batting cleanup. I think that's very interesting to me that you're going to have someone who is not very powerful, but he's going to bat around 310 and hit the ball all over the ballpark. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
singles, doubles, this team's not built on power. It's built on speed and contact.
Yeah,
Besides
well,
Gonzalez.
Well, you look at Adrian Gonzalez isn't even power really either.
Yeah.
He's a guy who, because I focus with the fantasy baseball, he's a guy who would give you about 40 to 30-something home runs.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the last couple of years has dropped. He's been more of, he hits doubles. He's a contact
he's
hitter.
a total base hitter, yeah.
And that's what Kendrick is, too. Kendrick's all about making contact.
I just love that because Kendrick never batted in the fourth hole his whole career, not even the third hole. He was always batting second or sixth.
Well, I mean, look at the lineups he's played behind,
Oh,
too.
yeah,
with
he played those
Vladimir
Angel
Guerrero,
teams, and who's the other guy? Garrett Anderson. There were some
Garrett
good guys
Anderson,
on that
Troy
team.
Gloss.
Troy Gloss.
I mean, this Dodgers team, we saw Clayton Kershaw yesterday go the distance, 6 innings. He gave up 3 earned runs with 9 strikeouts, and he just makes any performance look good. Every night he pitches, there's always something
I
spectacular.
have a question
about
for you
Clayton.
here, Robert. What are your expectations of Yasiel Puig this season?
You know,
I want numbers.
a lot of people have been telling me they expect 30 home runs out of him, 100 RBIs.
Nah.
It's not happening. He's just
I think that's the ceiling for him.
You know what, me and my dad were talking about. We made some good points. Kemp is gone right now at this moment, so it's not like that problem where you had so much going on in the locker room about who's playing and stuff.
Well, Ethier still causes controversy.
Oh yeah, Ethier's gonna be gone pretty soon. They got to get rid of him.
They got what's his name,
He's a guy
Van
that
Dyke?
complains too much. Yes,
He's not bad.
he complains way too much, Ethier. But I mean, when we look at it this way, I think that Puig isn't putting up anywhere close to those numbers. I'm giving him at most 18, 20. He's just not mature enough for me. He's a guy that doesn't take the game seriously enough. Takes it as a joke, and when you take the game as a joke, you're not going to perform.
What they want to see out of him, because he's batting in the 2-hole for majority of the year. They said that. So when someone bats in the 2-hole, they want you to bat 300 or 290. Do you think Puig is capable of doing that and getting his on-base percentage up? Like, I'm talking 360 on-base percentage.
I would say at most a 280 hitter.
280 hitter?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't issue walks either. He's very erratic at the plate. He's sort of like how Vlad was. You remember when Vlad, he would swing out of the zone?
Yeah.
He doesn't have he's not plate disciplined.
He's very unstable Puig.
Yeah.
He will swing anywhere out of the strike zone.
That's
He
what I'm
doesn't
saying,
care.
yeah.
And even look at his outfield skills. Don't even get me started on that. He'll hold on to the ball. He'll throw it to the wrong base.
But that's a lack of maturity. I mean, a capable player with a smart IQ is able to work with that, and that's where coaching comes into play.
Yeah.
So hopefully, the Dodgers are gonna have to. I mean, Puig has upside though. He does.
Yeah. I mean, Puig though it's going to come down to how mature are you in the end of the day, and unless Don Mattingly starts seeing that, Puig is not going to be anything special. You know what? He had a great rookie year, but
Puig reminds me of DeMarcus Cousins in the NBA.
no. No.
Yes, it does when it comes to their approach. But
No, I
Puig
think-
could be as good as a DeMarcus Cousins in the NBA, but in MLB, situation.
All right, so we just talked to you guys about opening day in baseball. We're going to go on a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about Chris Bryant being sent down to the minor leagues with the Cubs, how unfair that kind of is to him just to extend his free agency period. We'll be right back after these commercials.
You're listening to WICR.